Hey guys, bonjour tout le monde, hola a todo, and mana buena todo. My name is Andre, and today we're going to be talking about the top 10 college tips for MKs and TCKs. Having been one myself, I wanted to give back to the students that are currently in the position I was, and I wanted to kind of give back. So I asked some alumni from RVA and RFIS about what they wish they knew and what they wish they had done different their first couple months in college. So without further ado, this is the list. Let's do it. So one of the first things we're talking about is getting involved. So what I mean by getting involved is make sure that you pay attention to the things that first start out when you go to college. One of those things is orientation. You want to make sure that you participate in orientation, that way you meet people. Because college is about making new relationships and learning about who you are. And who you are is greatly impacted by the friends you make. If you just stay in the dorm and sulk about not being back home anymore, well then you'll miss out on a lot. So make sure you participate in orientation. Other ways that you can also participate and get involved in the college when you first get there would be to try some new classes, join some social groups, and anytime your college roommate or someone down the hall invites you out for dinner or says, hey, we're gonna go and check out this one restaurant, say yes. Say yes and go, because this is how you start creating relationships with other people. The second thing I would say is keep an open mind. The reason why is because no matter where you go for college, there are going to be a vast number of people from vast different backgrounds. And so I wish that I had known to keep an open mind as opposed to only stick to my way of thinking. Because if I had, I feel like I could have learned more about myself and been more genuine while learning about other people. You are going to meet people with different beliefs apart from your own. MKs, if you grew up in a bubble, you are going to meet people who are downright not Christian at all, who are atheists, and some Christians who have a differing belief of what Christianity actually is. So because of that, you need to keep an open mind and be willing to listen so that you can digest the information yourself and then make it your own, or think of it as you will, and then go ask anyone or any trusted people for some advice. The third item I want to talk about was expectations. This was brought by a good friend of mine, and she mentioned that she wished she had known there were no handouts in college. Being a missionary kid myself, I was given a lot of things for free, and these were from our sponsors here in the United States. They would pay for our tuition at times and whatnot, and that made me really soft. That made me not as willing to work hard. And since then, I've matured and realized I wish I had known that there weren't going to be any handouts, and I could have prepared myself to work a lot harder. So I want everyone who's watching this to know that it's going to be hard. There aren't going to be any handouts unless you're incredibly smart and you really plan ahead, and that you need to be ready to work for it, like really work, and you got to be prepared. Speaking of preparation, let's talk about point number 4. So point number 4 is winter. The reason why I bring this up is there was someone else from the RFIS team who mentioned that they wish they had known more about winter, that they had known more about driving in winter, about clothing for winter, especially if you haven't seen winter before. And for me personally, knowing that snow wasn't fluffy. For some odd reason, from the movies I saw, I thought snow was fluffy and amazing. But no, it's cold, it's harsh, it's terrible. I hate it. I live in Indiana, so it can be pretty bad at times. Number 5, it's okay not to be okay. This is important because at times when you're going through college, you're going to feel alone and you're going to really miss home. The culture shock might get to you. You might really not want to be there, and you might feel different from everyone else. And this is especially true for Americans who come to the United States and they're surrounded by people who kind of sort of look like them, but in their hearts and in their minds, they think and act a lot more different. And so it's very common for people not to be okay, but you know what? It's okay. This brings us to point number 6. You are not alone. College is difficult. College is a place where everyone comes together and tries to succeed. And there are hardships throughout the way. There may not be the same hardships that you are experiencing by missing home, seeing as your home is across the sea, but other people may miss their homes that are just 2 hours away or so. Regardless, you are not by yourself. The Cultural Resource Center or the International Center or your university center, that your university's department that actually helps with international students is going to be a great resource for you, because a lot of those people have the same feelings, and it's important to bond over that and to have people with that same connection. The seventh thing I want to talk about has to do with money, and that is debt. So the reason why I want to talk about debt is because it's a very real thing that affects every person. And I'm just bringing awareness to this because I know some MKs and some TCKs don't really talk about that in high school. And so I'm very strongly suggesting that you talk to someone who has been in debt, someone who has a credit card, someone who has experience having to pay back money that they use for school or for any other sort of reason. And this is important because at the end of it, you need to understand what will happen if you do take out debt and how to take out debt. So the eighth thing I want to talk about was jobs. Jobs is important because as a college student, you're going to be broke and you need money. When you need money, you need to get a job. I highly suggest starting anywhere if you don't have any experience. I started in the kitchen and serving food to people, and that's absolutely fine. You can totally do that. But from there, down the line, I suggest you find a job where you can do homework as well as get paid. I worked at a library and that worked out phenomenally for me. So I really enjoyed that. Let's move to another item, number 9, which is internships. So as a college student, I highly suggest that you do internships. Let me tell you why. I am married to the most beautiful, wonderful, and intelligent woman in the world. She is absolutely gorgeous and I love her to death. The reason why she's so smart and she did so well in college was because every summer of her college career, she did a different internship. To the point where before she even started her senior year, she already had a job offer, which was amazing. I'm still amazed that I'm married to this wonderful woman. She is a rock star. It is incredible. This goes as far as to say, in order to get a job in the working world, you need experience. And the best way to gain experience as a college student is through internships. Of course, this depends on what your major is. So you have to take that into consideration. But I always highly encourage everyone to do internships. That way you gain experience to prepare for the real world. Last but not least, this is something that came out through the RVA thread, and that is, it's okay to not go to college. Pause for a second. Now, before you click off on this video, whether you're a student or a parent, there is more information to this, so keep watching. There were some people on the thread who mentioned that they were absolutely fine not going to college. It was not fun for them when they first tried it. It wasn't any good for them, and they got a good job regardless. I think 2 of these people went into the military, and that's absolutely acceptable as well. But here is the key. Before parents get mad at me for saying this, here's the key. If you decide to not go to college, whether it be for financial reasons, personal reasons, or employment reasons, you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan of action. Because if you don't go to college, well then you have to make sure that you have something else lined up, or you have a sequence of events that you are sure is going to line up. Well guys, that's a wrap. That's the top 10 things that you can do to prepare for college. Hopefully that was helpful for you to see. If you guys want me to make another one that focuses mainly on the educational piece, or if you want me to make one specifically for international students, please comment down below. I would love to make more videos. If you enjoyed this, please drop it a like and consider subscribing for more videos. I'll be making more of these videos as well as an update on my fitness journey as we go along. All right, that's it. Thank you everyone for watching, and a special thank you to all the RFS and RVA people who helped make this video possible through their answers on the Facebook thread. Check out these other videos and consider subscribing. See you guys later. Au revoir tout le monde. Hasta luego. Feluma da olio.